Hello guys, I'm back with second part of the 2023 prelims GS analysis. We are done till question number 17. Let's get started with 71st question. See, 71st question. Yeah, if you remember, 2020 the definition of MSMEs got changed. So it was in the economic survey also. It was all in the newspapers, in the magazines. So first statement is correct. And if you see the priority sector lending norms of RBI from 2019 on, MSMEs have been put. All bank loans to MSMEs have been put in the priority sector. So both the statements are correct. 73rd question. I didn't do 72 also. I didn't do. I didn't do question number 72nd also. 73rd question I didn't do. Beta. I had no idea about 73 question. Question number 74. Self-help groups. It's SBI. SBI. But if you remember, it's not the SBI, but it's NABARD. As all members of a group take responsibility for a loan that an individual member makes, yes, SSG is based on the concept of collective responsibility, and yes, RRBs and commercial banks also support SGs. So only two. First statement is wrong. Statement 1. India's public sector healthcare system largely focuses on curative care with limited preventive, promotive, and rehabilitative care. Actually, this should be true. But after Ayushman Bharat, the focus has shifted to preventive care also, promotive care also, and rehabilitative care also. So I think statement 1 is correct. And second statement is correct. Health comes in under state list. So second statement is also correct. So I think both the statements are correct. And statement 2 is not the correct explanation for statement 1. So B. Statement 3. United Nations World Water Development Report. It was in news. It's from Vision. Yes, this statement is correct. India extract more than 25% of the world's groundwater. In fact, India and China alone extract around 40 to 45% of world's groundwater. India needs, second statement, India needs to extract more than a quarter of the world's groundwater each year to satisfy drinking water and sanitation needs of almost 18% of the world's population living in its territory. This statement is correct that we need we are 18%. We are 18% of the world's population. India has 18% of the world population, but we extract groundwater mostly for agriculture purposes. Over 80% of groundwater is extracted for agriculture purposes, followed by drinking and industrial purposes. So this 25 a quarter 25% is wrong. So first statement is correct, second statement is wrong. This statement too, you should be know it's a very genuine and a general statement, and it's general knowledge. You should be knowing that most of the groundwater extraction in India happens for groundwater for agriculture purposes. 72 first statement is correct. The Constitution of India exempts states from providing legal counsel to a person being held for preventive detention. I had no idea. I had no idea about this. No idea about this. I had no idea about this, but I took the guess. Third statement, I was sure because this is the criticism of Prevention of Terrorism Act, POTA, that confession of the accused before the police cannot be used. It is used as an evidence. So this is wrong. This statement is wrong. Okay? For POTA, confession of the accused before the police is used as evidence. It is one of the criticisms of Prevention of Terrorism Act. And how can an accused be forced to give self-incriminating statement? This thing been suffering decades of social, civil strife and food shortage, and was in news in the recent for it very serious for mine. It's Somalia. That international news. It's in news. It was in news. In India, the biodiversity management committees are key to the realization objectives of Nagoya Protocol. Obviously, this is correct. You should read Biodiversity Act 2002. And the biodiversity management committees have important functions in determining access and benefit sharing, including power to levy collection fees on access of biological resources within its territory. This biodiversity management committees have been coming like every 2-3 years in UPSC prelims. So Try to read all the acts related to the environment: Wildlife Protection Act, Environment Protection Act, Biodiversity Act 2002. All these acts, maybe at least the gist and important provisions of these. Both these statements are true, and thankfully I've read these uh, uh, acts in like from PRS, so I know these provisions are, both of them are true. This is a very 80th question number 80 is very easy, but I couldn't do because I didn't remember exactly, the vote shares and how the electoral collage is. So I didn't do this. Most of the UPSC student might have done this very like, correctly. This I had no idea. I didn't like waste any time over this. 82 Bhaja caves. I know it's Buddhist cave. Sita Vanshal paintings. Jain shrines and Jain paintings are there. Beshan Nagar. Yeah. This is there is an inscription of Herodotus for Vasudev. So it's not a Shaivite. It's a Vasudev. So it's a Vaishnavite shrine. So first one is wrong, and two and three are correct. This is straight from NCRT. NCRT, and in R.S. Sharma, the thick book, it's given. All these three are given very nicely. 83rd, I didn't know. This is both these facts, but if you see the logics, it can be done because in Swadeshi we promoted indigenous, clothing, desi clothing, so you can relate like that, and you can say that both the statements are true. And first one is the explanation. Statement two is the correct explanation for statement one. This question also I didn't do it. Uh, didn't do it. No, couldn't do it. I knew that the ratio of length to height for flag is 3:2, but I had no idea about 600 to 400 if it's there. I could have made a guess if I would have attempted like 60 questions correctly. I might have made this guess, but as I was counting how many questions I have done confidently, I didn't touch this question. Well, this is attitude I carried. Uh, you should always be counting as you go, like from first 30 questions how many you have done confidently, for how many you are 80% confident, then another 30 question how much you are confident, then another 40 question how much you have done correctly and how much you are confident. If it's over 60, don't go more than 70 with guesses. 70, 75. 85 straight question. This, if you see this, the first statement is correct. Okay, yeah, this is a general knowledge thing. If you see this second statement, 26 November 1949, it's wrong. So first statement is correct and second is wrong. Our Constitutional Assembly sat in 46 and 47 itself. 86 I didn't do. However, I knew that the first statement is true. But this I didn't know. Which country has the largest gold reserves in the world? I thought African countries might be having the largest reserves. So uh, I didn't know about the second statement. I didn't do this question, but I was sure about the first statement. Uh, no idea about the question number 87. However, I know people who have attempted this question and they say that it was in news, but I have no idea about it. Question number 88. This statement, India accounts for 3.2% of global exports of goods. It's wrong. It's in economic survey, and if you are continuously reading newspapers or monthly magazines, you will know that it's around 1% our global exports of goods. It's not talking about services. If it would have been services, it's little more. We are a service exporting country, and we don't export that much of goods. Okay, it's not 3.2%. It's too much for a poor manufacturing power like India. Sorry to say that, but yeah. Second statement is correct. Many local companies and some foreign companies operating in India have taken advantage of India's production incentive. Yes, it's correct. So, yeah, many production link incentive is like if you increase the production, like if you are producing 100 today and next year if you're producing 200, so for 200, for this 100% increase you will be incentivized. Can be several forms of incentives, tax cuts, you know several kinds of incentives. Stability and Growth Pact is for limit the level of budgetary deficit of the countries of the European Union. It was one of the founding principles of European Union. So if you will read European Union and about European Council, You will get to know about this Stability and Growth Pact. It is something like, FRBM of India, FRBM Act of India. Yes, this question number 90. Okay, this this question number 90. Recently, all countries of the United Nations had adopted the first ever compact for international migration, the Global Compact for State Safe, Orderly, Regular Migration. Actually, this is talking about the New York Declaration. It's not recent. It happened in 15 or 16, New York Declaration. So it's not correct. First ever compact for international migration. Okay, if you see the first and third statement, you will see that this GCM addresses internal migration or internally displaced people also in its objectives and commitment. So 1 and 3 are contradictory. So either it's 3 is correct, either 1 is correct. So at least one of them is correct. So it happens that one of them is correct. So at least one of the statement is true. Now see the second statement. The objectives and commitments stated in the Global Compact on Migration are binding on the UN member countries. See, compacts are not binding. Treaties are binding, Treaties are binding. Obviously, unless you are USA and it's Treaty of Versailles, then treaties are binding, compacts are not. So, statement 2 is wrong. So, only one statement is correct. Either 1 is correct or either 3 is correct, 2 is wrong. So, I went for only 1. So, uh, it's only 1. So, it won't make a difference if 1 is correct or 3 is correct. 2 is wrong, either 1 is wrong or either 3 is wrong. So only one statement is correct. So 90, I went for 1. 91, I had no idea. Okay, I knew that. No, I had no idea about this question. 92 question, I had no idea anything, nothing about this. I had no idea about this. I didn't even. This is from news. It's written also that it's from news. You can see mentioned in news, often seen in news. So it's there. North Kivu and Ituri. These are towns in Congo, and a huge massacre happened in '94 in Rwanda of Tutsis. Okay, so this North Kivu and Ituri are two areas, regions in Congo. Nagorno-Karabakh region, it's in Armenia and Azerbaijan. There was a fighting going in Armenia and Azerbaijan for Nagorno-Karabakh region. Okay, Kherson and Zaporizhia, it's in Ukraine. Zaporizhia has a nuclear power plant, huge nuclear power plant, I guess. So yes, you should have known this. Two, three are wrong. Obviously, one is also wrong. So none of them is correct. Statement: Israel has established diplomatic relations with sub-Arab state. It was in news. It has established relationship with UAE and all those countries. The Arab initiative mediated by Saudi Arabia was signed by Israel and Arab League. So this statement I had doubt, but I went that okay, this statement is wrong because not all countries of the Arab League would have signed with Israel. So I went with 1 is correct and 2 is incorrect. I don't know the answer yet. Let's see. 95. Major Dhyan Chand about these things I didn't know. Okay, I knew statement third is correct because it's Dronacharya and its coaches. So I know this. ठीक है, राष्ट्रीय खेल प्रोत्साहन पुरस्कार to recognize contribution to sport persons. I don't know. So I don't know these things. Probably 4 and 1 should have been matched for Rashtriya Khel Protsahan Puraskar for the most spectacular and outstanding performance, but I didn't do it and didn't even take a second there. This it was in news, obviously. So many questions from news directly. If you see, this is a significant event because the first statement itself is a significant. It was the first time that chess Olympiad was held in India. Yes, it was in news. It was there in news. Official mascot was Thampi. It was in news. See, for third and fourth statement, at first look, I got it that there is, they have been interchanged. For women's section, it is Hamilton Russell, and for men's, for the winning team of the open section, it's Vera Menchi. I thought like for women's section, it must be in the name of a women or something. So I said that these two must have been, reversed. So I went for 1 and 2, only 2, and luckily I got lucky. And I don't promote this, but yeah, this is what I did. Exam pressure things, we do things, but yeah, we shouldn't be doing these things. But I did this, and luckily I was on the right side of the fence. Donbass region, it's a culture region in Ukraine. It's a region in Ukraine. In news, Kachin tribe, you would have heard Kachin tribe, one of the most ferocious and disciplined tribe when it comes to warfare. So the Kachin tribe is in Myanmar, and it was in news because of the coup in Myanmar. It was in news. Tigray region in Ethiopia, the war is being fought between like Tigray is fighting for greater level of autonomy. Ethiopia, it's directly from the news. All these three are were in the news like all the time. Question number 98: Chad, Guinea, Mali, Sudan. Obviously, successful coups. It was in the news. So, okay. Consider the following heavy industries: fertilizer plants, oil refineries, steel plants. Green hydrogen is expected to play a significant role in decarbonizing how many of the above? Obviously, in fertilizer plant, we need power. In oil refineries, we need power. In steel plants, we need power. Wherever we need power, we can get this power from green hydrogen. And if we get green hydrogen can help in decarbonizing these industries. Okay, 100. Last question, a very simple one. G20 group was originally established as a platform for finance ministers, central bank governments to discuss international economic and financial issues. Yes, it happened after 2007, 2008 uh, economic crisis across the world. And yes, it was a platform for finance ministers, central bank governors. Obviously, India has been pushing for digital public infrastructure at G20 as its priority. So both the statements are correct. So now we are done with this. So there are some learnings from this analysis. First, that a lot of questions have been coming from current affairs and world news, world affairs. So we what we should do is we should be very good, like we should be strictly reading the Hindu and Indian Express religiously. Okay, if we cannot read these two newspapers, at least on any channel, not I'm not suggesting my channel, on any channel go see a gist of Indian Express or a gist of the Hindu. Okay, there are so many channels. Okay, you can do that. And religiously every day. For science and tech questions, the Hindu science articles, please don't avoid it. Read those science articles. Whenever it comes in the newspaper, I'll show you the PDF. That waggle dance thing was in the news. I had read the news, so I remember. I will go and search it, this waggle dance thing, and I will take a screenshot and I will put it on a PDF and I'll send it to you guys. Okay, this Chad, Guinea, Mali is also like uh, current affairs. So a lot of questions this year was from current affairs. People really found this question paper difficult, but it was not that difficult, to be honest. Uh, Only that the options got changed, really got changed. So might have come as a little shock. So people might have found it difficult, but I think 72 to 75 questions I might have attempted, and I think only 8 or 9 were 8 to 10 were wrong from different institutes. So I might be scoring 112 13 this time. I also wrote forest mains this time, and it was the first time I filled forest main, and I think I'm way beyond the cutoff for forest. So let us see what are the learnings from this analysis. So if I will show you that almost 70 to 75 questions were doable. They were from current affairs, NCRTs, or static books. Okay, and I will show you as we go. So some of the learnings that we can take from this analysis is that uh, knowledge wins, knowledge triumphs. It's the knowledge and how much you study, and what are the sources that you use to study do matter. So it is one of the most important taking. So the sources should be the authentic ones. If you want to read about schemes, you should read from government website, government sources. Most trustworthy sources PIB and government ministry resources. Static, it's NCRT, it's NCRT and Lakshmikant. For economics, you can take any book. Most of the people use Mrunal or Shriram IS. I personally prefer Shriram IS because it's from the scratch. So you can use any of the books, or you can whatever you have done with for economics you can do. It's only that the conceptual questions are coming from economics, so you need to try practice as much as possible, at least 5 to 6 papers of economics for prelims. I will do that with you because probably this will be my last prelims. So I'll be doing this economics paper with you, and I'll get you to that level of conceptual clarity that you don't miss any conceptual questions from economics. Now, uh, there is something that we should make sure that we never like do it wrong. Like question number 80, that collegium for for president. That question I couldn't do, I didn't remember. But such questions we should not, like we should never be doing wrong, because if we do such questions wrong, everybody might be doing right, so we lose that touch. Whenever you come across something in news, like yesterday, day before yesterday, article 370, 365, 356 very news, so you go and read that from the Lakshmi Khan, from the static source, or at least you do some research on the internet about that, explainer. So develop a habit of doing the research then and there itself. If for example it comes, who said that the governor, which committee said that the governor should be appointed in consultation with chief minister, do such that time itself. Punji commission said that. Do these things, develop this habit. Okay. Now if you would have seen, around 8 to 10 questions were from mapping. Out of that, around 5 questions were from static, and like from mapping of India and static, and 5 were from current affairs. So develop a habit of at least seeing the atlas for 10 to 15 minutes every day, and do some research. If you're seeing river system of Kaveri, so do some research. Where does Kaveri come out from? What are the major towns, religious towns, religious pilgrimage towns on Kaveri? Where does its origin from? What are its tributaries? What are its distributaries? What are the dams located on it? Some these things you research. Make it a habit of doing daily research. Over a period of time, you will see the change itself. In 10 to 15 days, you will see that you are getting more informed. So do that. Develop a habit of watching map every day. Okay. You would have seen that not only this paper 23, you can see 22, 21. Always there are some schemes that there are some acts, questions come from those. Some of these acts are Wildlife Protection Act. If you would have seen that question, which animals cannot be killed, they are in first schedule, something like that. That question was there, Wildlife Protection Act. Okay. Then you have biodiversity. Two times in last 3 4 years, Biodiversity Act has come. Forest Rights Act has come. Okay. Right to Education has come. So all these important acts, we will be making a gist of those articles, those acts, and we will be sharing with you. But you, on your personal level, also try to read it. Okay. Now, for government schemes, you saw 2 3 schemes came. Anemia Mukh Bharat. It's verbatim words. No, not even the words have been rephrased. Okay, same statements have been copied and pasted in the question paper. So read PIB. I will be doing PIB. I'm covering PIB and ministry schemes in prelims probables. To keep seeing that prelims probables, we will be covering all the schemes for different ministries. Important ministries surely, 10 important ministries surely related to social sector. So always share, go for the most authentic sources, and they are Ministry of Tribe, like Ministry reports and PIB. Now, uh, another learning is like avoid factual questions. Okay. If it is very factual, avoid it. If it is one word factual, so make sure you avoid it. If it's factual and there are 2 3 statements and you can play, or use some logic and reasoning, then you can go for it. But if it is one word factual, just avoid it. Just avoid it. You would have seen that I left almost all the art and culture and ancient history questions, almost all, apart from those that are not from apart from those that are from NCRT. Actually, art and culture is art and culture and ancient and medieval history is the least like is the investment that has the least return. It is worse than those small saving schemes of government of India. So avoid read art and culture from the perspective of mains, how it is asked in mains, and don't read anything beyond NCRT of 6th, 7th, 8th, and 12th, and R.S. Sharma old one, and this fine art of 11th, and art and architecture of class 12th. If you are going for books, heavy thick books like Nitin Sanghania, you are buying a small savings scheme that has very poor returns. And be a keen learner. Whatever is around you, be look at it with a inquisitive mindset. uh, Learn every day. Okay. So this is it about prelims preparation. uh, uh, analysis. If you guys need it, I can do it for any other year too, and I will show you the same judgment. Most of the judgments will be the same. So thank you guys. Thank you for being patient, and please guys share with your friends, share with the friend community at large. If if there are more people on the Telegram group, on the YouTube channel, I get more motivated. The team gets more motivated to work harder, and yeah. So thank you. Good night.